When I say I'm invested, I mean invested by all the stuff I hear in the school bathrooms. So school got out last week, so I feel like it's only fitting to make a video about all the stuff I heard go down in the school bathrooms. So one day I was in the bathroom, literally minding my own business, doing my business, and all of a sudden these groups of girls just walk on in. Now I could already tell that stuff was about to go down by their tone of voices. I don't even think they noticed I was in there because they were dropping names. But for this video, I'm going to use like fake names. So anyways, one of these girls was talking about how a girl at my school, let's call her Mila. These people were talking about how Mila got kicked out of a party and so she called the cops. Now, everyone at my school hates Mila, and I mean hates. Like, everyone says how she's the biggest B word and how she's just so fake. So anyways, Mila was dating this boy. Let's name him Mason. And at this party, Mason was flirting with a lot of boys. So Mila got rightfully upset and they got into a huge fight in front of all of Mason's friends. So Mila and Mason were both so upset and mad at each other. And Mila decided to pour Mason's drink on top of his head. Until after that happened, Mason slapped Mila. And I mean slapped. So Mila got up after she was slapped and kicked Mason in the balls. And that's when stuff went down. And all of Mila's little minions started attacking Mason's friends. And it just got into like this huge fight. And so the person who's hosting the party was one of Mason's friends. So he kicked out Mila. And supposedly after that happened, Mila called the cops. And honestly, just hearing this part, Mila doesn't even sound like the bad guy up here. Like, I would react in the same way, no offense. But then it gets worse. So now people videoed this whole interaction and were posting it all over social media. So when this was getting posted, everyone was super confused because Mila has been telling people that her and Mason broke up. She said that she broke up with Mason like a week ago because, I don't know, she was bored of him or something. So they were completely broken up. So after being kicked out of the party, Mila called the cops for underage drinking. And then she had like photos and videos of like people at the party, drinking. And so she sent that to people's parents. And some people who were videoed weren't even involved in the drama. Mila just decided to send videos of them drinking to their parents for no reason. Now, this must have been the down spiral of Mila because this just gets worse and worse. Now, one of her friends who was defending her at the party didn't get kicked out. And I guess she was mad that her friends didn't get kicked out as well. So she logged into her friend's Snapchat account. So Mila logged into her friend's Snapchat account. Let's call this girl Ava. And Mila, pretending to be Ava, broke up with Ava's boyfriend. And y'all, this story just gets worse and worse. So for part 2. Part 2 of all the drama I hear go down in the school bathrooms. So where we left off, Mila just logged into Ava's Snapchat account, and while pretending to be Ava, she broke up with Ava's boyfriend. For the story, let's call Ava's boyfriend Ethan. Anyways, so Ethan was super confused and upset why his girlfriend would just break up with him. So Ethan knew Ava was at that party, so he decided to pull up. Because Ethan was texting Ava 1,000 times on Snap, but she wouldn't answer. And that's because Mila was on her account. And when Ethan pulled up to the party, Ava was like, "Hey, what are you doing here?" And Ethan was so mad, and he was like, "You just broke up with me." And Ava was super confused because she was at that party. She was minding her own business. And so Ethan pulled out his phone and showed Ava the screenshots of her breaking up with him. And she realized that someone hacked into her Snapchat account. So she tried to log in, but the password failed. So while on Ava's account, Mila was posting all of these personal photos of Ava. And some of them were a little skimpy. And Mila was posting these on Ava's public story for everyone to see. And if I was Ava, I would have thrown hands. I don't even know what I would have done. What Mila did completely crossed the line. So Ava already had a suspicion that it was Mila because everybody at my school knows that Mila is not the friendly type. She is petty and will take revenge. So Ava called Mila and confronted her. Now, by now, everyone already saw Ava's story, and other people at that party were going up to Ava asking what's going on, why are you posting this? So Ava was telling everyone at that party what Mila just did. And as I said before, I go to a very small private school. There's 30 people in my grade. So there was about 50 people at that party. Most of the people went to my school, and everyone knew. There's probably 100 people in my whole high school. So 50 people knowing what Mila did caused a lot of drama. Everyone was rightfully so on Ava's side, so they all came up with a plan to go to the principal. Now, you can't really go to the principal with out-of-school drama, so the principal didn't really do anything. Ava, being the girl boss she is, told her mom everything. Now, Mila has pissed off so many people, so they decided to all group up and tell Mila's mom everything Mila has ever done. Now, Mila, let's just say her rice purity score is very low. So they had a lot to tell Mila's mom. And let's just say the confrontation was super messy. Imagine like 40 kids from your school show up to your house and tell your mom everything you've ever done. And show her videos of you vaping and drinking. So when all these people showed up at Mila's house, she wasn't home. And midway through telling Mila's mom everything Mila has ever done, Mila walked through the door. And I wasn't there, obviously, but these girls were describing it in such a descriptive way, I can't help laugh. They said Mila just stood there like that one standing emoji. I'll put it up. They said she had a look of fear in her face that was unlike no other. They said she was standing like this. Like for more story times. Hey guys, get with me for a sleepover where I tell you guys about the most problematic sleepover I've ever had. So to start off, I was in this little friend group with these two girls. Let's call them Bethany and Elizabeth. Anyways, we were having a sleepover for Bethany's birthday. And the sleepover was pretty good until halfway through the night. So we were downstairs, I think we were making like cookies or something, when all of a sudden we heard like this creepy noise. And a week prior of us having a sleepover, someone broke into Bethany's backyard and kidnapped her dog. So we were already super scared of somebody breaking it. And then we heard like this creaky noise from the stairs and the turning of a doorknob. And we were convinced that someone was going to break in, so we came up with a little plan. So we went to Bethany's room and we got these little backpacks and filled them up with like little weapons. These weapons were like tennis balls and perfumes because we thought we could fight off an intruder with tennis balls and perfume. Throughout the night, we kept on hearing these creepy noises and we were convinced that we were going to get like killed or something. So we stayed up till like 7 a.m. And while we were in the midst of like preparing for an intruder, Elizabeth started like crying. And so Bethany went over to like Elizabeth's side and they started like playing all of these games. But when I went over to try to play one of the games with them, they told me no. Also, this little serum thing is the best primer ever. Just look. It's better than the e.l.f. primer in my opinion. But back to the story time. So these girls just said I couldn't play this like little board game with them. And I was so annoyed because they were like leaving me out and I wasn't even really close friends with Elizabeth. So it was just like super awkward. Anyways, so then I suggested that we should go watch a movie. So we went downstairs to our kitchen to get some snacks. But while we were downstairs, we saw like this figure through the windows. Now, I was in the pantry while this happened, so I didn't see the figure, but I just heard like gasps and then them running upstairs. And so when I left the pantry, I had all these snacks and then I saw that figure and I like ran upstairs. And when I ran upstairs, these girls were huddled up in like a little corner and I heard them like whispering my name. I just knew they were talking about me, but I didn't know why or what they would be saying. So I kind of just like let it go. Anyways, those girls were mad at me because I didn't get the snacks because after I saw that like creepy little figure, I just ran upstairs. So they made me go back downstairs to go get the snacks. And I was like, do any of you guys want to come with me? And they were like, no, you can do it by yourself. Like we were convinced someone was going to break in and they just told me to go downstairs by myself. Anyways, I went downstairs to go get snacks and then Elizabeth eventually came down. And when she was downstairs, I like asked her, I was like, were you guys talking about me? And she was like, no. But I could just tell they were, like, I just knew it. So for the rest of the night, the two of them just kept on leaving me out. Both of them were really into like this show. I don't really know what it was called, but I never watched it and they kept on like talking about it. And I was like, oh, what are you guys talking about? And they were like, you wouldn't understand. So we eventually went to sleep, but they made me sleep on the floor because there was only room for the two of them on Bethany's bed. Anyways, I like for part 2 because it gets worse.
Get ready with me for another boy talk. Okay, so me and this boy, we had been hanging out for like a second. Sorry, I just turned my fan off. It was probably loud. Okay, but like I liked him. I liked to like attention, obvi. And everyone had like warned me about him, but like I'm not the type to like not talk to someone because people tell me not to, you know? Okay, so him and I are hanging out one night, and it was at that point where I felt like I could just like reach into like the middle console of his car and like reach for gum. But boy oh boy was I wrong. So I reached for like the middle console and he like kind of like hits me and he's like, Emery, like no, like don't open that. Like you're not allowed to open that. And then me being me, I'm like thinking of like the worst of the worst that could be in there. I'm like, am I safe right now? Like, what is in the compartment? And you know, like if he would have been like, oh, like Em, like I'll get it for you. Like, what kind of gum do you want? I would have like not even thought twice about it. So then he's like, Kick, I have to go to the bathroom before we go to wherever we're going real quick. He's like, we're right by my house. Like, I'll just run inside. Like, you can stay in the car. You know dang well the second he stepped out of that car, I popped that console right open. You guys, when I tell you that I opened that console and my jaw dropped. Literal makeup. Like BB cream, concealer. I was like, oh. And like in that moment, I'm like, okay, like maybe it's his ex-girlfriends or something. But like still red flag weird. And so hard to talk doing that. Like boys are quick peers, so I see him like coming out the door and like shut it, and I'm like, oh. Okay, now obviously I didn't say anything because I didn't want to seem like crazy. Okay, but remember how I said that people like warned me about him? 2 girls who I trust them, I trust their opinion. They told me that he wore makeup, and I was like, no, like he doesn't wear makeup, like that's weird. And then I put it all together that the makeup was his. Like, I feel like I would have been able to tell. So now every time I'm, like, hanging out with a boy, I'm, like, looking at their face. I'm like, and, like, this was just really weird because before I even found the makeup, he'd be, like, reading his comments. People would be like, where's he, like, bronzer from? He'd be like, this is so funny. Like, why do people think I wear makeup? Like, I don't. So that's why it's kind of weird. Like, if you want to cover that pimple, like, cover that pimple. But, like, don't deny it. Anyway, all done. Now I'm gonna do a hair talk with Emery.
Get ready with me for work. Okay, I have like so much to say. First of all, I got my nails done like just now, and I really like them. I wanted to do like something really bright because I'm going to Palm Springs, so I thought it would suit the occasion. But yeah, they're actually shorter than what I usually would get, but since the last incident of me literally breaking my real nail and it literally flipping up, I'm too scared to get anything longer. Also, this finger, the one that was originally like broken with like my whole nail lifted, it still is like that, but my nail tech just trimmed it down really short so it hurts. It doesn't feel like anything. He basically told me not to put any like acrylic on this nail. I didn't want to anyways because I didn't want to harm it even more. So this one, like just this nail, it's a press-on. Like I literally love my nail tech so much. He custom made the press-on for me just so, because if there wasn't a press-on on here, it would just be one fingernail like missing basically. So like everything else on my hand is acrylic and it's just the one finger that's a press-on. So I can literally like take it off right now if I wanted to. So yeah, if it wasn't for him, I basically would just have one fingernail that's missing and without acrylic, and it would look really weird. So thank goodness. Also guys, I found my bracelet. I just found it today. It's been missing for like 4 days now. Okay, it's kind of a long story. I'll just briefly explain it. Basically, I couldn't find it yesterday. Like yesterday was the day I found out it was missing. And the last time I remember wearing it was on Sunday night when I was working, so I thought it fell when I was working and like someone took it or something. Okay, sorry guys, it's actually a really long story, so I'm not gonna explain all of it, but basically I found it in my trash can. Like today I had the most random thought to just search my trash bin, and there it was. I was like, what? I think my cat went on my bathroom counter and just knocked it down and it just fell into the trash can because he does that a lot. He just knocks things around and I think it just ended up in there. Okay, but could you imagine if I had thrown the trash out yesterday? That would have been so bad. Because this bracelet took me like 4 months to save up to buy. And it's also like one of my favorite like comfort bracelets. But all that matters is that I found it. Guys, I really don't want to work today, but today's the last day I'm working before I leave for Palm Springs. So I'm gonna try and work as many hours as I can today. Okay, so I have the day off tomorrow just because I have to pack for Palm Springs. And I think I'm gonna go live maybe because I was just gonna do like a pack with me video, but I don't really know how to make one, and so I'm just gonna go live. But I've never gone live before, so I'm like kind of scared, but we'll see. Bye guys.
Morning. It's Friday and it's USA Day and I am wearing my overalls to school. I wanted to get this like American flag dress off of Amazon, and like when you put your arm out like that it makes the full flag, but I like remembered that yesterday and it wasn't gonna come like same day I ordered it. Like if you couldn't tell, tonight's an away game, so we get to dress up and I'll wear my uniforms. And it just makes me so happy because USA is like the best theme ever. Like if I wasn't cheering, you bet I would be pulling up in the student section as a founding father or like the Statue of Liberty. Anyways, I went to school for like 2 periods yesterday, or 3 including my lunch. Because I went in 3rd because I had a quiz, and then I had lunch, and then I had a push. And my teacher was like, Addie, like you just need to go home. Like you are sick. Go home. Like, okay. So I feel like I have a test today or like some kind of quiz, but I just can't think of one. So like, I just know I'm about to be walking into first period, and I haven't been there since Tuesday, and he's gonna be like, oh, surprise, like, we have a quiz. Like, I literally haven't been to my first 2 or last 2 classes all week, and those also just so happen to be my hardest. For the game today, we get out of school at 3:30, and we have to be back there and have already eaten by 5 o'clock. And you might think that's not an issue, but I struggle to get there by 5:30 without having already eaten. What? Okay, but like if I think about it, we don't have to do a high pony today, so like that'll save me an extra like 30 minutes at least. Like I'm somebody, my hair will not go all the way up, and it takes me like 4 years to get it to go remotely high enough. Okay, I need to hurry up because I want to go make a bagel and I need to have time for that. Anyway, that's all. Bye.
Get ready for bed. Okay, I have a story to tell y'all. It's really bad. Also, don't mind my hair. So I was riding my scooter. It was just like a normal day. By the way, it was going 20 miles per hour. And then I literally heard it go boom! And the scooter like flipped over me and like I fell and now I scratched myself. Anyways. By the way, I'm on Cameo. So go check that out so I can send y'all personal videos for your birthday and such. Well, I can tell my nostrils were flaring. Woof. I don't really know what this video was for. I was gonna get ready for bed, but it's literally 8 o'clock, so yeah. Anyways, I'm like, yeah. How are you? I'll do a get ready me tomorrow for school. Okay. Peace out, bro. Shaka.